From Hanoi, Vietnam, diplomacy took centre stage today as Australia and Vietnam deepened ties during a high-level visit. Australian Minister of Foreign Affairs Penny Wong met with Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh and Foreign Minister Bui Thanh Son, signalling Canberra's growing interest in Southeast Asia. The meetings on August 20th, 2025 marked an important step in strengthening political trust, trade and security cooperation between the two nations. Wong's arrival was welcomed with warmth and symbolism. The handshake with Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh set the tone for talks focused on trade, education and security. For Vietnam, Australia is more than a partner. It is a gateway to deeper engagement with the wider Indo-Pacific community. The agenda extended far beyond formal gestures. Delegations from both countries convened to discuss regional security, maritime cooperation in the South China Sea, and climate resilience. These are issues where Vietnam and Australia see their interests closely aligned, especially at a time of heightened regional tension. Central to the day's engagements was the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Penny Wong and her counterpart, Bui Thanh Son. The agreement reflects both countries' commitment to practical cooperation, from renewable energy development to education exchange programs. The presence of both national flags underscored the symbolism. Two nations, geographically distant but strategically intertwined. For Hanoi, Australia is seen as a reliable partner with no hidden agenda. For Canberra, Vietnam is a vital ally in balancing great power competition across the Indo-Pacific. Foreign Minister Bui Thanh Son emphasised Vietnam's readiness to work with Australia on advancing regional peace and stability. His remarks reflected Hanoi's cautious diplomacy, seeking cooperation with multiple partners while maintaining strategic autonomy. Penny Wong responded in kind, stressing that Australia's Indo-Pacific strategy places Vietnam at the core of its regional outreach. She highlighted education as a key pillar, noting the thousands of Vietnamese students in Australian universities and how knowledge exchange builds enduring trust between societies. The ceremony concluded with both ministers holding up the signed agreement, a moment designed for the cameras, but carrying the weight of long-term partnership. The handshake and smiles reflected not just diplomacy, but shared determination to navigate uncertain times together. Analysts note that Vietnam and Australia, both mid-sized powers, are finding common ground as larger regional rivalries unfold. Their cooperation is not about confrontation, but about building resilience, connectivity, and economic opportunity in a region under immense strain. This visit also follows Australia's recent efforts to expand ties across ASEAN. With increasing competition in the Indo-Pacific, Canberra's pivot is clear. Southeast Asia, and Vietnam in particular, will be central to shaping the region's future. While official statements were cautious, the subtext was unmistakable. Australia and Vietnam are positioning themselves as stabilising forces. The MOU, the handshakes, and the careful choreography of the event underscored a diplomatic message that trust and cooperation remain crucial currencies in geopolitics. From the symbolic to the strategic, Penny Wong's visit to Hanoi represents more than bilateral ties. It is about building a future where mid-sized nations like Vietnam and Australia help shape the Indo-Pacific order. Against a backdrop of shifting alliances, trade routes and security challenges, their partnership is a reminder that diplomacy is not just about avoiding conflict. It is about building hope, resilience and trust. In Hanoi today, the message was clear. Australia and Vietnam are not merely partners of convenience, but partners of purpose. And in a world defined by uncertainty, their cooperation carries both regional and global significance.
museum to prepare for that occasion, national independence. And you can see the atmosphere outside here, and that your visit to Vietnam is also.
Partners. I'm delighted to see how much progress there is on the implementation of the CE to support these efforts, including through our economic strategy, including through printing, can be seen through the streets with all the young people wearing.
Exchange cooperation MOU. Once again, congratulations. I'm also glad to see that, and I look forward to